made of ignorance, that was built on the graves of the slaves made to labor for its self-declared significance, and all to build a Congress full of millionaires who make their fortunes insider trading while they shit on all the indigent. So I got a bone to pick with our leaders, and I'll start with the ligaments. Pick right through the muscle, dig the marrow out, and serve it to the unhoused millions living in their minivans or watching their belongings get evicted from their tenement. I have a dream where we breach the walls of Congress and just let them in. And what happens next will survive in only text, cause there won't be any evidence. There will only be that heavy kind of feeling that pervades a space where there has been a reckoning and you can feel its remnants. Let any man who enters seeking power know that those who came before him suffocated on their eminence. That there once was a seal on the wall, but we quartered it and scattered all the pieces that it might prevent its semblance. And so we end the great experiment. We'll take all your billions, leave you 2 coins for the ferryman. Leave you drifting on a Dutchman floating derelict among the wretched seraphim. For holy is the hand that wiped the land clean of those who pose as gentlemen. That's my time, honey, cue the thunderclap and strike the theremin. And so we end the great experiment.
Told to come alone. Joe said if you vote for him, he'll abdicate his throne as the father of the crime bill, soul of Jim Crow. Proud to live and vote as a Strom Thurmond clone. If he tried to kiss your daughter with a camera rolling, he'll try more than kissing her alone. Cozy up with Jill for a photo like a portrait of the Kissingers at home. You know I hate to kill the messenger, but if he's gotta go, we can FaceTime. Slit his throat while he stares into the phone. Like if you don't know, kitten, now you know. This is where austerity has gotten us. This is all that palpable excitement for a 20-year wait on forgiveness for your student loans. But a distraction's a distraction and it's time to see some action. So here's one last song for Joe before I try to keep his name out of the lyrics in my phone. Try to shift the focus to our senators and everyone in Congress who is all too happy to be hidden while we're wasted to the bone. It is not food insecure, it's starvation, and it lurks in almost half the country's homes. So if you plan to lay down, hold your nose and vote for Joe, have the guts to admit that you chose to submit and that you decided lending your support to a pedophile must be a step towards hope. That a vote for a man that spent his whole life implementing laws that dehumanized people of color is a vote against fascism. When you know damn well he's just a kinder, dumber face on the same white nationalism. So baby, throw away your scruples with the memories of your activism. Watch your weak resistance usher in a fucking cataclysm. Elect a bigot war pig and say you're gonna push him into pacifism. That's some bootlicker Stockholm hostage liberal masochism. Bootlicker Stockholm hostage liberal masochism. Baby, that's some fucking bootlicker Stockholm hostage liberal masochism. God, that's some fucking bootlicker Stockholm hostage liberal masochism. That's some fucking...
here's a song about the great glory of America. F you, USA, fuck the Constitution. We can't give you any money because we spent it on bombs. F you, USA, fuck the Constitution. Privatize all life, fund the earth and you're polluted. Some genocide from Collin revolution. Life is just one big game here, but you're this fucking stupid. America, the land of the free. America, why did you lie to me? America. F you, USA, fuck the Constitution. Keep asking me for rent while you're busting all the unions. F you, USA, you're just a red and blue-eyed nuisance. And if you're still bought in, then you're falling for the illusion of America, the land of the free. America, why did you lie to me? America, yeah, 'cause I wanna know where you've gone. 'Cause I wanna know where you've gone, where you've gone. USA, instead of offering us solutions, you tried to make some money and destroy our institutions. Fuck you, USA, for all the misery you've caused. The truth really hurts when it stares back at you hard. America, the land of the free. America, why did you lie to me? America, yeah, so fuck you. You kind of deserve it.
I think I liked it better being blind, when I couldn't read between the lines, and when I couldn't see the cracks in the structure that lay bare before me the whole time. I think I liked it better back when I suspended disbelief and swallowed pride. I thought I knew the difference in the red from the blue, but they both bleed us so dry. They both bleed us so dry.
My favorite songs don't hit the same way. I get to the end of a 4-minute track and I'm only looking back thinking, what did they actually say? So I try to sit down with my wife and watch TV, but I just see propaganda elevating the police in the simplest of sitcom banter, and tiny little altars full of offerings to corporate masters in every well-planned wide pan shot of the name brand stocking up the pantry. Pull back one long tracking shot out to the garage to the logo on the Camry. Nice tight shot of the Camry. Close-up view of the Camry, slow pan up on the Camry, long slow zoom to the unmoving human who's up in the front with the tube pumping fumes to him straight from the back of the Camry. Ashamed he just could not provide for himself, let alone for his family. It's a blue pill mindset that spent 2020 making dance beats.
I think I liked it better being blind, when I couldn't read between the lines, and when I couldn't see the cracks in the structure that lay bare before me the whole time. I think I liked it better back when I suspended disbelief and swallowed pride, and thought I knew the difference in the red from the blue, but they both bleed us so dry. They both bleed us so dry.
Ignorance is bliss, which explains why a lot of us are so fucking happy. Quick to take the trip for all its trappings. Never one to ask what's up, what's going on, or God forbid what's happening. A lot of us would strap into the ride and then spit right in the eye of the guy whose job it is to snap your fastenings. But maybe we're all born with that capacity. Maybe each of us comes standard with humor, compassion, malice, and audacity. Some of us are blind to the system, but some see it fine and say this is how it has to be. Some of us can stare wide-eyed at a nationwide human catastrophe and only offer platitudes and recipes. And I wish that I could tell myself that nothing's worth obsessing past my everyday necessities. I wish that I could cry fake news over anything that threatened me, tune out our abuses and consume a little levity. Wish that I could offer up my son a smoother destiny. Wish I had some better lessons for how best to answer questions for the things I've been perpetually questioning. But I'm too busy looking at our leaders, wondering what I might be missing from their messaging. Trying to find the reasoning to let 250,000 people meet an early reckoning. And even though I know the truth, it's hard to swallow something that's so literally sickening. Hope is ever dwindling, COVID ever beckoning. Winter slows your breathing, but your pulse is ever quickening. Even though I know the truth, it's hard to keep listening. I'm done with my epiphany, my innocence is blistering. I'd like to think I'd taste the earth before I'd ever kiss the ring. Hard to speak the truth and harder still to keep listening.
Sometimes I think I miss being blind, when I couldn't read between the lines, and when I couldn't see the cracks in the structure that lay bare before me the whole time. I think I liked it better back when I suspended disbelief and swallowed pride. Thought I knew the difference in the red from the blue, but they both bleed us so dry. Both bleed us so dry. Both bleed us so dry. They both bleed us so dry.
Because guess what? What has every major crime bill that's gotten this far been? A Democratic crime bill. A Democratic crime bill. That's the secret. A Democratic crime bill. A Democratic president wants 100,000 cops.
In the end that it's just a crapshoot. Who denounces the true you versus who backs you? Knowing you would skin the poor to make a tracksuit. Knowing you'd begin a few wars if your overlords asked you. Knowing that the ink's not dry on the last few. And knowing that your voters aren't living in a goddamn vacuum. We see through you, Joe, we see past you. Joe, we know you only want to kick trans folks out the bathrooms. Spittle up some dreck about family values.
That's the secret.
Take away our weed and then say that we just need Valium. Joe Biden, patron saint of Big Pharma, knows no karma, and all of our media paints him as valiant. Well, I'm here to tell you the spirit of Biden exists in a cursed medallion that rose out of hell like smoke in the form of 1,000 stallions. A dead battalion. Eyes blood red with a lust for the violence of racial injustice.
That's the secret.
I come to bury Joe and burn a candle for Augustus. And it's maybe not a song you would dance to, but something of substance. Something in place that can warn you when liberals lie while they're looking you straight in the eye and they say you can trust us.
That's the secret.
I come to bury Joe and burn a candle for Augustus. Maybe you didn't get what I meant. This is not a political event. It's the winter of our discontent. Half of us will not make rent. I might burn my masters just to keep warm. Big white lies. No silver lining under smoke gray skies. And all of the streets ran red, but the blood sure kept our feet warm. So vote for the wolf in sheep form. Defund police before we're all deformed. Take our free speech, we'll speak in the tongues of C4. Our lungs need more to send us packing than tear gas thrown from the hands of fascists who killed their cams and take off their badges, all while Biden and Kamala fund our assassins and offer us nothing but platitudes. They'll tell us go out and vote and then clean up your attitudes. Well, Joe, fuck you to death and the donors you fed us to. Go out and vote and then clean up your attitudes.
A Democratic president wants 100,000 cops. A Democratic president wants 100,000 cops.
And you don't stop. Just push through and you don't stop. Broken and bruised, you don't stop. Coughing up fluid, you don't stop. Alright, fresh from the
legend says that Hercules swept Cerberus right off his feet and effortlessly set him down softly as a songbird. Atlas kept the world upon his back and every day wondered whether he could stand it any longer. And Tara Reid came out to say the man they tried to label the messiah of morality was really just another rapist. And I don't intend to hesitate when asked who was the stronger. Tara, like Assange, knew that carrying the truth would be the hardest labor. Tara knew that her assailant wasn't gonna make us any safer. And knew he's just the type of man to hand a decent foreign leader US printed walking papers. And knew he'd be relentless and aggressive in the war he'd wage upon her very character. That his attempts to weaken and degrade and embarrass her would be her only compensation. But I strongly doubt that anyone could ever have foreseen the stream of hate that came from quote-unquote progressives and the self-styled titans of survivor advocation. So if you really think there's something to be gained out of sharing your pain with the world, you are sorely mistaken. The Biden team just drug their feet addressing Tara's allegations until they had a decent list of smears, then they aired them out on every station. And it turns out no one wants to hear the truth of who they praised as being worthy of such bloated liberal celebration. That no one wants to really know the person they've so valiantly defended, even when it meant they had to gloat and shit all over someone braver than they'd be if given the occasion. Now cue the faceless comment squad invasion. Cue those fuckers crawling out the woodwork to come analyze the way you wore your hair and what you wear. Like your appearance waives your rights, or that somehow you're the reason for your situation. Somehow they've decided you should bear responsibility for what such monstrous men insist on doing. Somehow they're deluded by the empty, hypocritical, and useless fucking platitudes that bastard keeps on spewing. And I think it's very telling that the best of their excuses when they try to come and justify our president's abuses is a hearty butt Trump. In which case I'll remind you that you never saw the news attempt to sell us Donald Trump like he was morally upstanding or a decent human. But when Joe says something bigoted or ogles someone's little kid, CNN says, isn't this refreshing? Biden's like a mix of JFK and FDR with all the finer parts of Harry Truman. Christ, I know that they don't think that we're the brightest, but at least pretend we got a couple lumens. Ask yourself if you have ever questioned what they fed you, or do you just shut your eyes and then consume it? And now ask yourself if you ate every one of Biden's lies under guise of harm reduction and the promise of a slight improvement. And now imagine long ago that Biden chose to show you who he really was by traumatizing you for his amusement. Now imagine that you watched him touch a Bible with those filthy hands, and then assume the power of the highest seat in all the land, of knowing your attacker wields a global coalition born of three-letter agencies who'll make a life's mission out of trying to discredit you through lies, damn lies, and collusion. And Trump is never gonna separate.
What's up, everybody? We got Collin here live at the Supreme Court protest.
Yeah, there's someone speaking right now. I don't know who it is. So I'm trying to see if I can get, in a good position. But yeah, there's a lot of people here.
So how long have you been there, Collin?
I just got here.
Okay.
So yeah, those of you know DC well. Like I took the metro from work, close to Union Station, which is one of the main train stations in the city because the National Mall and the Capitol are basically within walking distance from there. So
Yeah.
once I got off the metro, I just walked. But funny enough, like when I got off, there are a lot of people walking here. So I guess a lot of these people are here coming after work.
Right. Mormons for Roe. Got the Mormons out there. Is there anyone we know that's there? Do you know?
As far as I don't know, I know Afeni was supposed. I think she was here earlier today. Not sure where she is now. I don't know of anyone else that we know collectively that is here now. But if I do meet anybody, I will let you know.
Okay. I'll message her on Twitter just to. Well, yeah, dope. How many people do you think are there?
I would say a lot more than AOC and Corey Bush's protest last summer. I will say
right.
That. I would say
right.
Easily at least 500 people.
Afeni said she's about to speak.
Oh, okay.
So see if you can find her.
I'll see if I can get a little closer. I may not be able to get too close, but at minimum we can at least hear.
Tell them to come on the side where the United Methodist building is what she said. You know where that's at?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I have to go back.
I don't know, Alex said, I think
Okay, I see the speaker. I'm not sure if you can see. Sorry.
Yeah, there's like a big sign and stuff like that.
It's
a bunch of red shirts.
But beyond that, there's a woman in orange-ish shirt, long sleeve, afro.
Right.
I'm gonna try and turn it. Oh, there's a big sign in the way. But at least I think I'm in the general area where people will be speaking.
Is that Afeni here?
That's not. Oh wait, it is her.
Nice.
Afeni Evans. Let me try and zoom in a little bit. Can you see?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Pick it up just a little bit.
What's that?
Yeah, if you're trying to get closer.
Oh, this is someone else now.
Okay.
Try messing with somebody, put them in the cage, so it's over for you. Next, you know, I'm gonna bring Renee up in the cage. Wow, Renee, y'all see Renee shirt. What Renee shirt say? Somebody tell me what Renee shirt say. If you had a portion out here and you knew you did what was best for you, raise your hand. You had a portion. Down there having a gushing shower. I'm here for it. Come on, Renee, talk to the people. Abortion procedures out there. I had an abortion when I was 19, and I thought I was alone. I swear up and down, anybody that's had an abortion, he is little Kim. That keeps us feeling alone. How many of y'all felt alone during your abortion, thinking you were the only one? But then you start talking to folks in your family, your friends, realizing all of us have had abortions because you know what? Abortion, alongside pregnancy, birth control, adoption, everything, surrogacy, that is how we make our families. You know, we don't know what we're doing. We're being treated badly by the abortion provider. My abortion was some of the best healthcare I've ever had in my life.
Can you tell who's speaking, Collin?
She said it.
Because you know what? They made sure no matter what the fuck any of these courts and states said, that they were there for me, no matter what. They said that we're getting ready to overturn law, they're getting ready to overturn Haley. We've been said that we got this, right? But the reality is that all of us for so many guys. Working brothers, queer trans folks, anybody who's on Medicaid, drugs never been fucking real. The Hyde Amendment is an amendment that Congress adds to the budget every single year and says that people who are enrolled in Medicaid do not get to use their insurance to pay for their abortion. Democrats have held that up as a compromise for decades, for over 40 years. Now, I know Joe Biden wants a big old 5 lives, and in 2019 said, okay, fine, I guess I'll be against the Hyde Amendment because everybody else was already, right? And he left it out of his budget. But where the fuck is right now? We voted for them, they would make sure that have a problem. Me and her for a little bit, right? So I made a little website last year. It was called Did Biden Say Abortion Can Order?
Can you see, Reeve?
All I see is back of heads.
Not yesterday, today. can do is say the word abortion.
Like if you could point towards speaker, that'd be great.
I'm holding the phone above my head. So.
Didn't you bring your stick?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that angle's better. It's just your angle, I think. Like, this is what I'm getting back. If you can see mine. So.
No, I can't see the screen because it's in the sun.
No worries.
I think it's more important to hear anyway than to see.
Yeah. But yeah, if you could angle up a little bit, that'd be great.
Advocate for and vote for in November in hopes that you can get back abortion access. Because if we lose it now, we are not getting it back. Immigrants, black folks, we are tired of being asked to show up for y'all, and y'all never show up for us.
No.
Joe Biden won't even meet with people who had abortion or provide abortion. Joe Biden is refusing to meet with people who have and provide abortion, even after FDA, even after this draft decision was leaked. He is refusing to meet with us. Shame on Joe! 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 I know I get reporters listening, y'all gonna ask me a question later, but I'm gonna answer. Y'all be like, well, it's just a word. Who cares? Here's the thing. If saying the word abortion is free, and Joe Biden won't do it, how can I trust that he's gonna show up for us when it's a real decision? We have abortion. We cannot expect them to continue to show up for us any longer. We cannot when he won't pay for abortion in his State of the Union speech, but he can't fund the police 3 times.
Yep.
You know what I want abortion funded. Whenever you realize that you are pregnant and you do not want to be, you get to decide. And for any reason. I just want to speak to all of y'all who had them. Thank you. They brought me water. Yeah, no. Has anybody counted how many times I've said the word abortion? Because it's obviously more than Joe at the time. Here's the thing. What I want is for you all to after you read the people are feeling real energized, you're wanting to get involved in your community. And we need you to do 3 things. We need you to start making monthly donations to your local abortion fund. In the DMV, where I live, to take people who are traveling, let's be clear, it's not a red state or a blue state, because the most people I think for abortions are from Massachusetts, New York, and Illinois, where they claim there's going to be access, but there isn't access to legal abortion right now. But they did the little judicial bypass, so if you're under 18, you got to go to court. You got to judge the commission. If not the promise of Roe, even at the bare minimum that Roe is. So I need you to get involved in your local abortion fund. Give up your time and give up your money. I also need you to get involved with your local independent abortion clinic. To say that I had an abortion at an independent abortion provider. Those are the clinics that are in your community. Those are your neighbors who are making sure abortion is accessible in your community. They are your fans, your neighbors. And we need to show up and show out for all of our abortion providing friends. I want you to go to keepourclinic.org. But keepourclinic.org, and when you donate there, they're going to make sure that the independent clinic stays in your community, that they have the money to pay payroll. Shout out also, listen to me. All of the clinic workers and abortion workers. That are union busting even in retro. Research. To support retail workers. Donate, support your independent clinics, because most of the states that have one clinic to clinic, those are independent. Okay? Show up for that. Sometimes they want one, sometimes they don't. So understand and recognize what they're looking for. Giving of money is super important. And then the third thing, I want you to understand. Pre-row, we did have a mix of both safe and unsafe abortion. Okay? Today is the 50th anniversary. Anybody know about the James collection? And the James were amazing women. What do you do with them, actually?
Bumpers.
50 years ago today.
Our name in basketball. Oh, you already got one. All right. Got one. All right.
You don't remember that. But we need to focus on who gave the good abortion and emulate them as we continue this work. What you need to know is this. Self-managed abortion is not dangerous. Self-managed abortion is safe. But anyway, what you need to know is that someone can easily self-manage abortion, 1 mifepristone pill and 4 misoprostol pills 24 hours later. In people being arrested at hospitals, turned in by their friends. We need to get the information out there that people can't safely self-manage their abortion. And what this moment is here. I have been terrified. I have slept. No, I get it. I feel you. Because we know what our abortions have been. This is our moment to do this work. This is our moment to share our story. This is our moment to speak out. This is our moment to make sure everyone knows that they love someone who's had an abortion, and you are that person. And if they love you, they need to show the fuck up. We gonna bless those who need an interpreter, because Billy in the house. You guys know Billy? That's the in DC. You gotta DC got one of the best laws when it comes to abortion and women having a choice over their body. Like, we got one of the best laws. We are even gonna abortion. That's how dope DC. With that being said, I got this tight ass councilwoman that, when I tell you, I'm organized with DC, and anybody know I'm the modern day nerd. If anybody this is gonna be a problem.
You could do it.
But if we don't come to the rescue like this, Roe Wade, but it don't even matter. If they say no vote, no vote, fuck you, ho, we going to get an abortion. Let's go.
There we go. Up there's good, Collin. Yeah, you just gotta like tilt it up, I
want to hear it. When our reproductive rights are under attack, what do we do? When our reproductive rights
That's perfect.
What do we do? What do we do? That's right. We stand up and we fight back. My name is Shanice Lewis George. I am a council member here in DC. Always been a pro-choice city, but looming over our head has always been the fact that we don't have DC statehood. And because we don't have DC statehood, they always come and try to regulate how and what we do in our city with our healthcare system and what we can do with the women's bodies and people's bodies across this city. And so believe me, it's true. When we were battling HIV/AIDS in the 1980s, the district, we wanted to put in programs to make sure that we could care for people, needle.
Come on, Signal, you can do it.
What did Congress do? They blocked very real reality on our law. It's
something
our women's lives
happening.
are at stake. That's what they see.
Is that cops out there?
Hey, this is my husband's dreams of black women. I appreciate Senator Warren asking to come to speak, but this ain't about Senator Warren. I'm gonna be very clear.
Thank you.
Like, I'm gonna be clear. I really respect her for coming. But look, this is about Ray Ray. She wanna stand in solidarity, and that's what we're gonna do today. Like, clear on that. Like, my woman was speaking in DC. And Denise is just a partner, Senator Warren. I want to be clear on that.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm so honored to be sharing the stage with Senator Warren, who I have such a great respect and has been fighting for people's rights, for reproductive rights for so long. And Senator Warren is actually a supporter of DC statehood. Am I right? And Senator Warren understands that because we don't have DC statehood, when we make determinations here in the district regarding our laws, we get riders. Republicans put riders on our legislation that allow us to be able to fund reproductive rights here in the district, but so many other things. So when we talk about DC statehood and reproductive rights, they are one in the same. So we're gonna have to fight this fight together. The other thing we have that Senator Warren has been a champion for is working people and working families. And I want to talk about how that ties into our reproductive, because this is going to affect, this is going not to afford, do not have the privilege. We need safe, legal abortions. And so when you put bans on our bodies, it is also class and labor warfare in this country. Another thing, Senator Warren is champion. We talked about paid leave. We talked about universal child care. We talk about universal health care.
What's that?
How dare you put a ban and then refuse to give us universal child care?
Who's speaking?
This is Councilwoman still speaking.
Okay.
You can't even give a $15 minimum wage in this country. You don't care about people. You don't care about our bodies. That's not what that's not what you're worried about, because your actions and your policies tell us otherwise. So we're in this fight together. We have to be. And when we talk about reproductive rights, I want you to understand it's not just going to be women who are going to be impacted by non-binary, binary, trans. All of us are going to be impacted when they come to reproductive rights. This is the right to privacy. And so believe me when I tell you, if they come for abortion rights, they will come for gay marriage. They will come for interracial marriage. They will come for everything regarding our fundamental rights. So we have to be in solidarity together, and we have to be ready to fight. So one last time, when they come for our reproductive rights, what do we do? Absolutely. And I'm happy to stand, and I'm happy to have a fighter in the Senate. And so it's my pleasure to welcome Senator Elizabeth Reed. Because an extremist United States Supreme Court, 5 people think that they can dictate to tens of millions of women across this country. Our decisions about our lives. They think that they are wrong. Because for years now, Republicans in Congress have been making the way to get extremist judges on the court. So they can arrive at this day. I'm mad and I'm ready. Going to pay the real price for overturning Roe versus Wade. It's not going to be the privileged people who sit on the Supreme Court. It's not going to be the privileged people who sit in Congress. It's not going to be the privileged people who sit in the state legislatures. No. It's going to be not the rich women, not the well-to-do women, not the women who can get on a plane and fly wherever abortion is still legal. No, the people who are going to pay the price are going to be women who are poor. The people who are going to pay the price are Black women.
And what is your party doing about it?
Who are going to pay the price.
Hopefully that signal comes back at some point. It's trying. Oh. No, we lost him, I think. Let me go back to... There we go. He's coming back in, hopefully. We'll see if we can get him back in a second. But anyway, let me see if I can get Collin on Twitter. And see if that can happen. Where's it at? Let's look. Down here. They must be jamming the signals. Which, good. I didn't even want to hear Warren anyway. Didn't even want to hear Warren anyway. He's trying to reconnect. Sounds like iPhone.
Women's right to access to an abortion.
Sorry.
You're good. It's not your fault. I'm just trying to catch whatever we can, pretty much. They're still having a tough time.
Tom.
Come on, Sigma, you could do it. I believe. Go, internet. Do the thing.
We need to keep having
There we
this
go.
vote. What?
Is it me or
Until election
no, it's
day
just a
in
signal,
November, and because I live in America.
probably from my end? I guess because everybody's
Yeah,
on the
there's
phone.
so
I
many
live in
people. Yeah.
America where women died, bled to death from back alley
But
abortion.
I'm just gonna try to get whatever we
We
can.
lived in an America
So
where women killed themselves rather than face the consequences of a devastating pregnancy. We won't go back! So here's the answer. We are not going back. Going back, and you're going to tell me not ever. Are we going back? Are we going back? Going back! Bring this fight all the way.
So a couple of the ones that I respect, I want to shout out Congresswoman Cori Bush and Ayanna Presley. And I bet you all they at the event talking about hell no, we not going back. With that being said, I got a little young comrade who's in this movement work, doing the work, Kelsey. She's a little young college student, very good young college student. So I'm gonna let her give you all her perspective on what this look like for us, for people her age, Kelsey. All that done. You don't care if women die. It's a lie. You don't care if women die. Pro-life is a lie. You don't care if women die. Pro-life is a lie. You don't care if women die. Thank you. My name is Kelsey and I'm with the Party for Socialism and Liberation in DC. Today. We want to talk about pro-life is a lie. You want to know what's a lie? The fact that U.S. imperialism is saving lives. We come up here and say that we care about working class people. What about the working class people of the world? We are paying billions and billions into a defense budget that is killing people all across the world. Faith. Government. It does not people determine the fate of over 166 million people. Whether a Republican or Democrat was in party, that has to do with the nature of this government. That is monarchy. That is capitalism. See? someone who is here from the Party for Socialism and Liberation. I'm here to talk to you about capitalism. I remember, but there was someone from the party named Taylor who talked earlier about how poverty is criminalized, about how women are incarcerated for stealing formula for their babies. Does that make sense to you? No! Does that make sense to you? No! And you know what's going to happen with this Roe v. Wade? People are going to be incarcerated for choosing the fate of their own bodies. Does that make sense to you? No! Does that make sense to you? No! Then why does capitalism make sense to you? And let me explain, just in case if some people are like, what does this have to do with capitalism? Right? You're like, where's this ground coming from? Well, let me explain to you. There are people making money off of people being in prisons. This has nothing to do with the for-profit prison. The government makes money off of people being incarcerated. This book today. It's called Shackled and Chained by Eugene Perrier. It's about the foundation of mass incarceration in this country. In this book, it talks about how Black people and working class people, Latino people and working class white people are put in prison. And you want to know why this happens? They criminalize poverty. And what happens when they go to prison? They have people working for 17 cents an hour. Does that make sense to you? Does that make sense to you? Yesterday was May 1st, International Workers' Day of the World. Incarcerated, making 17 cents an hour to build furniture on the campus of the University of Maryland College Park. Does that make sense to you? It did. And so this is what's going to happen to the fate of people with uteruses who are going to be put in jail for determining the fate of their own bodies. They're going to be working for 17 cents an hour to make money for the people in that building, to make money for the people who just spoke on this podium. We don't need capitalism. We need that is based on the people. And what the people need. 200 people decide the fate of over 300 million people. On the fate of the world, with their billions and trillions of dollars that go into debt projects to kill people all across the world. So I want you all to go and learn about socialism today. And please check out PSL, WEB.org. Fight for socialism. What do we do? What do we do? Thank you.
Well, she the PSA, but I want to shout out to that. I'm the executive president of Life After Release, and that's one of Life After Release employees, right? So I want y'all to know we real about this shit, right? It's fire, it's fire. Next up, y'all, I want to bring up some of y'all know like Planned Parenthood plays a huge role when it comes to women reproductive, right? Work. So we have the executive director of Planned Parenthood. He was first because hard at y'all and tell y'all like y'all really got to fight behind this and try to reverse this. But if we don't, hey, I told my investor to find me some stock in Plan B. Like I'm just telling y'all, that's what I did. That's what I did when y'all was talking about. But it is, I was trying to get some investment in Plan B. Because man, I need money for my people. Because we got to keep getting these abortions. With that being said, I'm going to in a minute, Kelly, I'm gonna let these people out there going away from the crowd. I think maybe a little bit more than they to speak to the people. They may be fighting the pro people. But y'all know, I want y'all to know, y'all pay attention. When we said that we're not gonna be Chris Rock out here, y'all know it's a pro-life left. Yep, pay attention to that, y'all. Look, the powers in the people. Always remember the powers in the people. Kelly, you can go on now. What's up, y'all? I'm Kelly Robinson, Planned Parenthood Action Fund in the house. Abortion is healthcare. Abortion is legal. Abortion is our right. Come on, yeah. Let them know. Let me hear you scream.
here with you today, I am representing thousands of people, doctors, clinicians, health center staff, call center staff, people who got up today and opened the doors for patients at Planned Parenthood health centers all over the country. They provided birth control, they provided cancer screenings, they provided abortions. They did it today, they're going to do it tomorrow, they're going to do it the next day, they're going to do it the Because guess what? There's no judge, no politician, no ban that's going to stop us from having control over our own body. Not today. Not with the crowd of people that we got here today. Well, I rolled over today. When we all woke up, we saw a devastating reality, right? That the Supreme Court is poised to take away a constitutional right that we have enjoyed for 50 years, more than many of us have been alive. And on my way here, I walked over with my beautiful wife, she over there. Don't look too hard, y'all. Come on now. I walked over with my amazing 8-month-old son. And I paid for the Uber with a bank account that I didn't have to have no man co-sign for me. None of that was possible 50 years ago. None of that was possible. The life I'm living today is literally my ancestors' dreams because we fought for it. It did nothing by accident. Generations of people have been laying their bodies on the line, their voices on the line, have been in the streets, in the halls of Congress, in town squares all over this country for generations for us to get to this point today. And guess what? It's our turn now. Are you ready? We are not satisfied with war anymore. We're not fighting for the world as a war as it is. We are fighting for the world as it should be. For equity and for justice, y'all. So look, one of my favorite quotes is by the Maryland poet laureate, Lucille Clifton. She said, "Come celebrate with me that every day something has tried to kill me and has failed. And guess what? We are not going to win. We are going to fight. So let me hear you say, abortion is healthcare. Abortion is healthcare. Abortion is legal. Abortion is legal. Abortion is our right. Abortion is our right. Let's fight and let's win. We're with you in this. Who keep us safe? We keep us safe. Who keep us safe? We keep us safe. Who keep us safe? We keep us safe. When our vaginas are under attack, what do we do? Stand up like that. When our vaginas are under attack, what do we do? Stand up like that. When our vaginas are under attack, what do we do? Stand up like that. Okay, y'all better protect your vagina. Well, I'm gonna bring up because I want y'all to know, as Black women, you know, is affected by this decision. I want to be very clear that Native Americans are just as affected as we are. And so I want to bring my comrade and sister, Sophia, so she can explain to y'all about how this affects the Native American community. All right, thank you. My name is Dr. Sophia Mayanovich. The folk for Chucky Shakari people to my mother, and through the Santa Isabel tribe to my father. I am here on behalf of the Hesapa Voter Initiative in South Dakota. Before, birth is sacred, first of all. Childbirth is sacred. Bodily autonomy is sacred. In the Chucky culture, we make sure we have a spiritual practice where we resolve conflicts spiritually instead of through physical violence. It is because we respect bodily autonomy that much. To even touch someone without consent is a humiliation of their spirit, and it's a killing of their spirit. So the fact that this court, this colonial court behind us, wants to violate all of your bodily autonomy, it is messed up. And it must go. This court must be abolished. This colonial court must be abolished. It must be held accountable, and it must be abolished. Beyond that, nervous. Beyond that, our trusted Native American attorneys have already reviewed the leaked Roe v. Wade opinion, and they have seen that they are setting up to ensure that they're setting up to get rid of the Indian Child Welfare Act. Now, why are they setting up in order to get Native American children adopted, and not only Native American children, because what happens to us eventually happens to all of you. Native Americans and enslave them in human trafficking, sex and labor trafficking. Because that is how this nation has been founded. It was founded on the sex and labor trafficking of Native American women and children and our men as well. Then it happened to Black people. And now it's happening to the rest of you. They're coming for you. Our ancestors fought to ensure that we had the protections that we have today. That it did not come for free, as people have noted before. It was people like you doing all of the work to ensure that we stay together, that we have our powers in numbers, to ensure that no one can take our bodily autonomy away. This court needs to be abolished because this court wants to ensure that this nation can profit again of slavery, because it's the number one risk factor for entering into human trafficking in this country is contact with the foster care and adoption system. So they're coming for Native American children. The court case is happening this fall for the Indian Child Welfare Act after they try and shoot down Roe versus Wade. Then they're coming for the Indian Child Welfare Act. Then they're coming for everyone else. Because once it happens to us, it happens to the rest of you. To our children, you're not only are your bodies, you will then be less incarcerated for violating the law of the land, which is a messed up law, but it will be the law of the land. They will come for you and mass incarcerate you to get you in slavery, and then they will enter your children into adoption and foster care. Well, they will then enter into slavery through human trafficking, often through sex and labor trafficking. It never stopped for Native Americans. I myself, despite having a PhD in immunology and microbiology, entered into human trafficking here in motherfucking DC. Wealthy people here, they have no intention to pay for labor. They want all of you working for free. And what are you going to do? What are you going to do? When you're done here, you need to call every single friend that you have, because we need to shut everything down to ensure that we do not become slaves to these wealthy elite people. hanging with the Party for Socialism and Liberation's chant. They said, pro-life is a lie. So let me hear you say that. Pro-life is blank die. They don't care if women die, right? They don't care if trans folks die. They don't care if queer folks die. They don't care if black folks die. They don't care if migrant folks die. They don't care if disabled folks die. Pro-life is a lie. Pro-life is a lie. So what can we do? We can, right? Absolutely. We stand, we move, we rise up, we fight back, but we also put our money where our mouth is. Somebody say, put your money where your mouth is. So where you gonna put your money today? Well, we gonna put our money to the DC abortion fund. So I want you to look up the DC abortion fund and the Baltimore abortion fund. Can I get a shout out for the DC abortion fund? So if you have your phone in your hand and you have the financial ability, I am asking for everybody to take a moment to donate, be it $5 or $500 or somewhere in between. Put $5, $500 or somewhere in between to the DC and the Baltimore abortion funds. They will need our money to keep their doors open, to keep providing abortions. And so we're not gonna pay the anti-lifers, because we gotta start calling them what they are. They are anti-life. We are pro-life. We are supporting people having freedom and autonomy. We are the pro-life. They are anti-life. Okay, they are pro-death is what they are. So coming to the stage next, we have one of our homies from Ultraviolet. Give some love, show some love as she can. Good evening, everyone. Now, I'm a loud bitch, so I need to hear my other loud bitches out here. So, whose streets are these? Whose streets are these? Y'all can get, there's a lot of folks here. Y'all can be a little bit louder because they're about to go on vacation and stuff at the end of this term, so they need to hear us now. So, whose streets are these? Whose bodies? Hands off our bodies! Hands off! Hands off our bodies! Hands off our bodies! Hands off our bodies! My name is Sonia Spoo, and I am proud to represent as the Director of Federal Policy, the 1.2 million members strong Ultraviolet. We have members in every state and across the country, and we've been fighting for this moment because we knew this was coming. And if everyone had listened to Black, Brown, and Indigenous organizers in the states, they would have known too. This moment, the time of ignoring us Black women, sisters, and our brown sisters, that is over. Because if y'all would have listened in the first place, we wouldn't be in this position. So the new marching orders is, you better start following. You better start listening, because now is the moment. One of our campaigns at Ultraviolet is not just focused on doing things here in Congress, getting our members of Congress to give a shit. It's also about calling out corporations who, as you may know, fund the politicians behind the bans that we are seeing. Fund the politicians behind the Mississippi ban that the Supreme Court is debating right now. AT&T gave 400,000+ to the lawmakers behind SB8 in Texas last year. The insurrectionists who invaded the Capitol last year. Corporations think that they do a Black Square or Women's Equality Month, you can ignore what their wallet is funding, and that has got to end. In Congress and in corporate America, they need to hear that consumers and workers alike are not going to stand by while they fund the end of our rights, period. And so in this moment right now, we need to be multifaceted. It's about
telling both Democrats and Republicans alike that there is no procedure more important than our rights. No process, no filibuster more important than our rights. And they're not going to hide behind process and tradition anymore. I love Senator Warren and her calling out the filibuster. That's important. But we need each and every Democrat to come and stand up and say, by any means necessary, they are going to protect abortion rights this summer, not November, not January, but this summer. So we need to go to Congress. And also, it's not just a filibuster. Alito's opinion last night shows the court is no longer fit for purpose, and it frankly never was. But
No, the signal. Not the signal again. Quick, everyone send your signal to the signal so that Collin gets better signal. Oh, it's bad, peoples. It's bad. It's bad. No, we lost it. We lost it. Oh no. We lost it again. Oh, maybe we'll get it back.
now it's always the floor and not the ceiling. And we deserve true liberation. Because in the first place, we need to end hide. And we need to make sure that no matter where you live, you can get access to abortion care, to contraception, to every health care you need. Because it's not just about abortion. They're coming after birth control. They're coming after
Can you turn the phone,
IVF.
Collin?
They're coming after all the things that we have fought for in games. They're coming, including marriage equality. The attacks across the country on trans rights, on trans youth, are coupled with the attacks on abortion, are coupled with the attacks on voting rights.
The signal again. No, we're gonna lose him again.
Us together. And
I'll bring him back when he comes back here. We'll do this. Oh, there we go. We'll try that. Hopefully it makes it back. If only we had satellite uplink. You know? That would be nice. I think we lost him again. Every time I say that, it comes back.
Houses. It's not just about here in DC. If you're from
across the country. No way. That's my body. If my body belongs to the hell.
Oh no. Why? I think Collin will come back eventually.
I said I South part of the South Side, and that's the best.
Oh, we lost him again.
And this is exactly what we're supposed to do. And while we're here in response to a draft decision that was released last night,
see if you can turn your phone, Collin.
The attack on women's right to choose was not a fight that started last night. It's a decades-long battle that has started piece by piece by piece by changing
it's like
laws
horizontal.
locally,
it's just the
courts
camera's
at the
vertical. You have to
local
tap
level,
that button again.
by
I think.
electing 2 presidents without the popular vote who got to the Supreme Court. So we got work to
almost.
do. And it's not just
Keep
about making sure that these
it might
justices hear our voices. It's about changing the structure of our democracy so that our voices matter. So that an issue where 64% of the American public agree with does not become illegal across our country. And so now it is up to us to resist. It is up to us to speak out. It is up to us to organize. It is up to us to radically reimagine how our systems serve us, how our systems protect our freedoms, how our systems respect our rights, our individuality, our singularity as people. And until we do that, we will keep having these same fights here at the court, in Congress, at the White House, because it's abortion today. But I was out here at the Supreme Court 6 months ago when it was voting rights. Yeah! Is it Brown versus Board? School desegregation 6 months from now, right? It's all of those things that we have to fight for right now, because every fight matters. Every response to an attack matters. And until pissed off, let me hear you. Keep fighting. Yeah. We will. We will. But before I go, Mimi said that I'm from Southside DC. Let me have the DC folks make some noise real quick. Soon to be the 51st state in the union. But I mentioned that because we need some help over here. Let's make sure we get some assistance. Okay, we got a medic coming. All right, let's take care of one another, y'all. Let's take care of one another and give each other a little space. So, I say I'm from DC in particular because the women of DC are under particular risk by this court's decision. Because for years, Republicans in the United States Congress have attacked DC's right to have a fully legal marijuana market, to spend our dollars on abortions and prenatal care for low-income women. They banned a needle exchange program when DC had higher rates of HIV/AIDS than sub-Saharan Africa. Come on, y'all. So when I say that a Republican Congress without law won't ban abortions in places like DC, where Black women have 7 or 8 times the rate of mortality from birth than their white counterparts, we are talking about life and death, not just in Texas, not just in Alabama, but in Southeast DC, where Black women are counted on us too. So when all of our rights, I'm a brother here, but these are all of our rights. When our rights are under attack, what do we do? What do we do? So what do we do? God bless us, go win.
Hey y'all, how's it going? We got some beautiful people in the crowd. Hell yeah, give it up for yourselves real quick. All right, I'm gonna introduce one of my comrades, somebody who is organizing here in DC for her its wildest dreams as well as Until Freedom. I encourage you to be encouraged by them to go out and organize. Don't just show up, don't just come with your sign, organize and give money. So give it up for that real quick. Yo, hi y'all, good afternoon or good evening. That's a weak ass good evening, y'all. Good evening. I'm not gonna take up a whole bunch of your time. I'm more of like a bullet point type of girl and go. So if y'all can rock with my bullet points real quick, I'm gonna get out your way. First bullet point, I want to remind any and everybody in this crowd, it is not just women who own uteruses. Humans that are affected by this, and it's important that we address that. So we just need to be more inclusive with our language. We know what that looks like, right? Protecting our queer, trans, other gendered, non-binary. Point number 2, and for me being a cis, hetero, Black woman, we die at 3 times the rate medically for anything compared to any other race. That alone affects us, right? So medical bias in general affects any and every of us. And I would implore the white women that are out in this crowd, the white people that are out in this crowd, the non-Black people that are out in this crowd, to not forget that. So when the problem doesn't just involve you, right? When medical violence doesn't just involve you, feminism, whatever you want to call it. Last and final point, y'all showing up, being out here matters, right? All of that is fine and dandy and it's beautiful and I'm sure it's very emotional for each and every one of you. But it doesn't stop after today. It don't stop after next week. It don't stop when whatever is released, whatever is approved, whatever is denied, right? Me as an abolitionist, all this shit gotta come down. I don't know how y'all feel. The whole structure of this building right behind us, all of the government, and I'm sorry to be off on my little tangent right now, that has us fucked up. We're the most marginalized people, y'all. But me, I'm the most marginalized person. Queer people standing next to me have been right here on this stage. My friend Paz, who spoke right before me, all affected by this, right? So at the end of the day, I hope that you go home and you really consider who represents you, who supports you, because I guarantee you it's not a motherfucker in here, it's not a motherfucker down there, and it's not nobody that's writing off on what the fuck controls our bodies. Thank you. I told y'all we was high as wild as dreams.
We walking on top of the tracks unapologetically black. Because our mother heard tell me she paved the way on the Underground Railroad, right? But we walking on top of these tracks. What we doing, y'all? Walking on top of these tracks unapologetically black. That's what that is. Yeah, so with that being said, hey, Beanie, where you at? Yo, because I got this little powerhouse, y'all. This little powerhouse, this is my little mini-me, right? She was in them streets from George Floyd, and I said, who's that girl? And I was like, I needed to keep her safe. I wanted them to defund the police and fund abortions. We see these police and fund abortions, you know, this healthcare, and a lot of us ain't got no healthcare. And honestly, y'all, for real, y'all don't realize, if this happens, but shout out to DC, because guess what? You can be 6, 7 months pregnant, DC still gonna do your abortion. Shout out to DC. That's her body, that's her body. And now why I say that is because the fact that we spend so much money on the police and are not on things that keep us safe, it's troublesome. And we want to be real clear, y'all, because I want y'all to know that we black, right? And they kind of rowdy over there, those white people. And I keep looking because I don't want them to like come to us, and because we don't get to get escorted out. So I got my eye on the crowd over there because I don't want the police to turn on us, because that's real for black people, right? It's not that we're afraid, but it's that we'll fight back. Yeah. I'm gonna leave that right there. With that being said, I'm gonna bring my little mini-me up here. She's one of the co-organizers for Freedom Fighters. And so I'm gonna let her come and say some words to you about what this look like for her and for our black people and black people period, right? You talking about black people here? You just speaking for black people? All right, let's hear from a Fanny.
Before I start my remarks, I'd like to start with a chant. So I'm gonna say hands up. Please do not say don't shoot. I say fight back. So when I say hands up, you say hands up! Hands up! My name is Afeni. I'm a core organizer with Freedom Fighters DC, first and foremost. I'm also the field director for the Michaela Wilkes campaign. And I'm really excited to be here today to speak with all of y'all and be in community with you. Like my auntie said, I've been out since 2020 and I have not seen a crowd of this size since then. It's good to know. It's good to know you, but I just really hope that after this, we realize that there are so many things that deserve this attention, deserve this crowd. Here today, we're here to talk about abortion rights. So it's really surreal to be an organizer and have studied the women's movement, to have studied all the movements that came before us, and to know that organizers every day, we sweat and we bleed for our work because we know that our survival and the survival of our communities fucking depend on it. So to be an organizer and to see can decide to just flick their pen and just do away with all of those decades of work. People have died on fucking delivery tables, on people's kitchen goddamn tables, in back alleys because of this fucking law. any well-developed country. The U.S. has the highest maternal mortality rate of any well-developed country. And we're paying for this health care, y'all. Twice as much for this health care, y'all. But, damn, I hate the fucking police, y'all, sorry. If these motherfuckers are so pro-life, when you think that they invest in social services like mental health care? More than 5 children under the age of 5 years old in America are food insecure. You don't think they pay for food assistance in this motherfucker? That shit is not about being fucking pro-life. That shit is about making sure that we are too fucking poor to fight back against their shit. My abortion saved my life. If I had not had an abortion at the age of 22, I would not be standing here to fucking have this conversation with all of y'all. Not have been able to advocate for my people and fight for my community because I was not well off enough or financially stable enough to support myself and a child. And let's be very clear, making the decision to get an abortion was one of the hardest decisions I've ever made in my life. So it's not to have a miscarriage. So who the hell would do that for no reason? There are very reasons why women and non-binary people in this country do not want to bring their fucking kids in. I want to be very clear about what this does if it actually becomes a law. The right to privacy protects so many things. It's not just about abortions and women's health care. It's also about people marrying who they love. It's very closely attached to your Fourth Amendment right as well. So, you know, there's already a lot of illegal surveillance happening in this country. That's not happening, y'all. There's already a lot of that happening. So imagine when they can just violate our right to privacy because they just said that all of that is bullshit. Absolutely not. Our right to privacy is revoked. Women lose the access to contraception. So y'all are gonna force us to have these things that you're gonna force into fucking foster care if we can't afford to have them. You're not gonna have any drug intervention in this country. You're gonna defund public education. You're gonna continue to fund the police that criminalizes my children. And you're gonna fucking have some goddamn babies. The fight does not stop here. And it definitely does not begin at the ballot box. Let's be very clear. The Democrats had 15 years to codify Roe because Barack Obama said it in 2007 that he was going to codify Roe. He had a whole 4 years to do that. No, because he didn't have the majority. Anyway, he had a whole 4 years to do that, y'all. Senate and House, you know how that works. But yeah, and he didn't do that shit. Joe Byron, he has all his time on his head. His ass ain't done nothing else. Guess what he can do? He can push these fucking legislators that say they support women's right to choose to actually codify Roe. budget hearing they just had, I think a month ago, they reauthorized the Hyde Amendment. So yeah, they took it out. Yeah, so why he's talking all that hot shit about supporting women's rights, why he's talking all that hot shit about caring about women, not fucking really. Not at all, not even close. So, I know for a fact that so many people in my generation are fucking tired of what the fuck is going on. We should not be depressed and suicidal and all that shit in the richest country in the world where we have all this opportunity. Where the fuck is it at? We have to tear all this shit down. You can vote all you want, but they've already shown you where the alliances lie. It is with the corporate interests. It is with everybody but you. When they want to uphold white supremacy, guess what? They can fucking figure that shit out. So, if they can figure out how to fucking uphold white supremacy, then that means we can figure out how to tear it the fuck down. The last thing I want to say is this. Please, please, please support your independent abortion clinics. The DC Abortion Fund has a hotline that women can call if they cannot afford an abortion or if they cannot afford to travel to get one. And these are the things that we're going to need to do to actually protect our communities, because the government has already told us time and time and time again, fuck us. So guess what? It's fuck them. If you live in a state where abortion pills are readily available and you can get them, please stock up, because there are going to be women that are crying out for help. Order them online. That's what she said. We loved it. The abortion pill. But yeah. Child. But we absolutely can. We have enough power in each and every one of our bodies when we use it collectively to actually fight back and take our power back. I promise you, we can and we will win. Abolition is creative, but it also takes courage. Imagine a better world. Then use your fucking courage to build it and fight for it. Thanks, y'all.
Yo, our time about up, y'all. But our comrades gonna hold it down. But what I want to do, because what we don't do at Hers Dreams, think that no black person is privileged. We all should be able to receive what others receive. So with that being said, don't think we special because we up here. We up here because we do the work and we believe in the work and we believe in freedom. Let me say that again. We're not special. We are people who believe in the work and we want freedom. So with that being said, if it's two black women, just two, because we gotta pass on the mics to the next people. Not that I have to, but those my folks, my allies that hold me down. So I want to make space for them, right? But if it's two black women who just want to come up and just give their thoughts on what's going on with this reverse of Roe and Wade, come on, I welcome y'all to speak. Yo, come on. Yo, why not? It's your time to shine. If I had that, it's your time to shine. 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 Here y'all go. Shine.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jasmine, and I'm a senior at George Washington University. And I'm Liza. I'm a junior at George Washington University. I don't want to stand up here for long because everybody that's up here has said exactly what I'm thinking, but I just want all of you to think about those people that are going to take desperate measures to protect themselves in these times. Black and brown women, low-income women that already have children, that don't have jobs, that can't protect themselves are going to be the ones affected by this. And it makes me sick to think about myself or my little cousins who could die because of what's happening right now. And it's all of us that can change it. And I'm so glad that I see so many of you here. It means so much to me. It means so much to everyone else affected by this. And we keep saying this is a women's issue. This is not just a women's issue. This is an issue for anyone with a uterus. This is an issue for anyone that can make babies. Making babies is free, y'all. That shit is free, right? And what's not free is what this will do to you, the people that this will kill. So thank you. Again, echoing what Jazz said, everyone has really highlighted what I've been thinking. Being a Black woman, it's intersectional. It's being Black, it's being a woman, it's being disabled, it's being Jewish for me. I'm all of those things. And so a ban on abortions, it doesn't stop there, right? So this is a human rights issue. It's not just a women's rights issue. Again, it affects every single person here. You all know somebody who's had an abortion. You will know somebody who's had an abortion, and we will fight. We will fight.
No, you see that? You see that? That's how that works. Okay, that's cool. Before I bring up, because y'all don't realize we have leads in Hers Brothers Room. We got freedom fighters. But before I bring her out, I'm trying to see. No, don't do it. Before I bring them up. No, okay. Yeah. But I don't even see it, Amani. I'm looking in the crowd. All right. I was trying to find a dark-skinned Black person because intersection, come here, sister. Like this up here. Not that y'all light-skinned girl. Come on up here with me. And let me just say, Black girl, do your thing. Black girl, do your thing. Black girl, do your thing. No, but I'm gonna let hey, when you come back up, you can explain why I just done what I done when one of my leads, right? But I'm gonna let these two basket, these black women, be clear, speak. And then I'm gonna come back up and my lead gonna talk to y'all. And then we're gonna like pass it on to our allies. But I'm gonna let these two Black sisters speak first.
Peace. Peace to you all. Peace. So, we're talking about the 50th anniversary of Roe v. Wade. I'm 65 years old. I had an abortion when I was 15. That shit was heartbreaking. I am now the grandmother of 7 children because their mothers had a choice. Life. I have 3 adult children and 7 grandchildren. I give thanks for each and every one of them, and I give thanks for every woman who chose to have a child or who chose not to have a child because it would not have impacted their lives in a positive way. I give thanks for each and every one of you being out here today. For your heart and for your joy and for your love of humanity. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. everybody. My name is Zoe. I'm with the Claudia Jones School for Political Education. In the name of Claudia Jones, I want to remind everybody how important it is for us to have a sound class analysis when we're considering some of these issues. In regards to militarized women's bodies and the subjugation of women's bodies and non-women and whoever has a uterus, it's important to consider how the economics comes into play with this. She talks about this idea of a triple oppression based on economics, class, and gender. And I just want to remind everybody to just consider that in the midst of all this as well. And that's it.
Shout out to Claudia. Those are our comrades too. But I'm gonna bring Faye up. They are one of our lead organizers too, and she's gonna explain to you all why I said and did what I just done. And they also gonna talk to y'all a little bit, right? Because what we believe in is what? Political education. Yeah.
Hi everyone. So beautiful. Wow, so many people. It is so beautiful to see so many people out here. Wow. Hello, beautiful people. My name is Faye. I am a lead with Harriet's Wildest Dreams. I'm also one of the organizers with Good Trouble Co-op in Ward 1, Columbia Heights. Mutual aid, it's the way, right? It's the way to liberation, we can't forget. We gotta support each other. And really quickly to explain, right, when we say we're protecting Black women, when we say we are elevating Black women, that doesn't just mean light-skinned women, right? That doesn't just mean brown-skinned women, that means dark-skinned women, that means all Black women, that means disabled Black women, that means poor Black women, that means Black women you don't find attractive. And so, really quickly, mainly what I just want to say is regardless of the reason that someone has an abortion, that is their choice. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if they're in danger. I don't care if it's about the money. I don't care if they just don't want a kid. That is their choice. And when we live in a system that will not take care of them once they're here, that is especially my choice. And so as you're leaving out of here, I just want us to remember we're out here protecting all people with uteruses, not just femme people, all people. And so as we're keeping this intersectional mindset, keep in mind all of the people who are affected by this issue and make sure you're fighting for them even when it's not convenient for you. Thank y'all. I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day and thank you for listening.
All right, y'all. So right now I want to call up my Hers Dream team. Cause y'all, we did that shit. So if you Hers Dreams, just come on up here. Come on. Come on. I want y'all to see the Dream team. Come on, Dream team. I want y'all to see the Dream team. This not all of us. Some of us couldn't make it. Right? But we treated as well, and you can find our work at HersDreams.org. We will be having a fellowship where we're going to pay Black people, right? We're going to pay Black people to get educated on the work. side. And shout out to my security, Jay. So east of the river. He holds me down. He the one y'all that kept telling me, get back there, get back there. He makes sure I'm safe, even though I can control, I can, probably protect myself, but he just don't want to have to hurt nobody. So he always say, get back, all right? So yeah, so we're gonna sing one side one chant for y'all. East of the river, south side, east of the river. So we're gonna do this chant, and then we're gonna turn over to our allies, right? What side are we on, my people? What side are we on? We on the freedom side. What side are we on, my people? What side are we on? We on the freedom side. Harriet Tubman was a freedom fighter, and she taught us how to fight. So we gon' fight all day and night until we get it right. What side are you on, my people? What side are you on? What side are you on, my people? What side are you on? Ida B. Wells was a freedom fighter, and she taught us how to fight. So we gon' fight all day and night until we get it right. What side are you on, my people? What side are you on? What side are you on, my people? What side are you on? Ella Baker was a freedom fighter, and she taught us how to fight. So we gon' fight all day and night until we get it right. What side are you on? What side are you on? What side are you on, my people? What side are you on? I say, get it up, y'all. So we're gonna turn this over to our allies. So they're gonna hold the program down for the next couple of hours. We appreciate y'all and keep fighting. Your body, your choice. We got a freedom side. What side are you on, my people? What side are you on? We got a freedom side. Marsha P. Johnson, she taught us how to fight. Marsha P. Johnson, she taught us how to fight. Marsha P. Johnson,
What's up, Reed? Yep. I think I want to shut this down pretty soon. She's long gone. She's long gone. But yeah, but I'm just curious, who's in the chat? Anyone who has any questions? Cool. Yeah, I got a few more minutes. Let's take about 11 or 10, 15 more minutes. So anyone has any questions in the chat, please ask. And I'll just try and get to a quiet place just so I can hear you better.
Yeah, I can't. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, Feeney killed it.
Yeah, yeah. We should clip it. Yeah, we should clip that and send it to her. So Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I think. There we go. No, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Okay, we'll figure it. We'll figure it out. Okay, we'll figure it out. Right. Well, I think it makes sense considering. Well, yeah, I think those all the TV crew were gone. Yeah, so no. Well, yeah, right, right, yeah. No, it makes a lot of sense. I think everyone was there. I think, yeah, I was standing next to NBC camera crew.
Right.
At the moment that Liz Warren left, they bounced.
Yeah.
So, no, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was suddenly you were like, you know, right there, front row, good position, you know. The only thing was like audio was, I don't know if it was audio on their end was crazy or like our end was crazy, right? I think it was just peaking. It was like loud,
Yeah.
but like whatever. I think it actually like died down a little bit when Afeni was. It was just Afeni was fucking killing it. So,
Yeah.
you know, but I love watching
I
the
think-
sign language guy have to sign language for Afeni. He was having to like hit that shit, you know. So like he had to put extra emphasis on those syllables, you know.
Right.
But but no, that was great, dude. You got that, and like you got all the important ones. Like all the others, I didn't care about. Like,
yeah,
you got the people that actually mattered. So
yeah,
you know, great.
Yeah. So thank you. Well, thank you for the little guidance that you gave, because yeah, this is like really my first time actually doing this shit in this way. So yeah.
Yeah, that worked out well.
Yeah,
the only thing we could have had was like better signal. Like that was all we could have hoped for, really. You know.
Right.
So, but otherwise,
But yeah.
like it went fine. So I figured we'd have some problems with that, but you know, we don't have the funds for a truck with a satellite uplink. So you know, we got to make
If
do.
people subscribe and we get enough subscribers, then we'll be able to invest in all of this shit. So yeah.
But yeah, that was great. We probably got to pull this stream so that like, you know, Indian and Jesse can get ready for their stream later, which should be at 10 o'clock. Right? Tomorrow, what time do you want to do tomorrow's? Like 9? That's kind of what I told Noli. That's what you're used to. So we'll be doing INN News tomorrow at 9. I'll probably have one of these clips somewhere to pull tomorrow. So
yeah, we could talk about it later when we prep. So but thanks everyone for tuning in. This was kind of last minute, but appreciate
Thank you
guys
for all the news crews leaving
watching.
when the politicians left. Appreciate that. You know.
And yeah, shout out to Afeni for once again giving fire my speech, but I think also kind of making connections that I don't think anyone else made, you know, just as far as I think really, and it kind of, I mean, it just goes to show you like I said this on Twitter, any type of protest, generally, I believe, is a good thing.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of pissed in a way that this was the issue that kind of galvanized people.
Right.
You know, I think the idea is like what Afeni said and what others said, like if you care about abortion rights, you should care about healthcare.
Yeah.
If you care about healthcare, you should care about like housing, because all of these issues that people, I think, who are kind of like pro fetus
Right.
don't necessarily think about in terms of like, for many people, like even if they have the child, they still may have issues of housing. They still may have issues of making a living wage. They still have issues as far as education, for healthcare, for food. So you're talking about protecting the fetus, but you're totally disregarding what the mother and the child would need, possibly depending on who it is, once a child is born.
One of them said, like, you know, having a baby is free. It's like, you know, sarcastically, right? Where it's like, yeah, of course it's not. It's as free as a free puppy is free. Yeah, like, you know.
So, yeah, and I don't see, and I'll say this to everyone, you know, like, just to be a little vulnerable here. Like, I had a family member. I grew up in a Christian. Well, Reef knows this very well, but I grew up in a Christian home, and like, one of my family members who actually was living with my mom and I, my stepdad, she had an abortion at like, I think she was like she was 19. And, you know, that was a tough decision that we had to make as a family. But, you know, she ended up having an abortion because she wasn't at the place. She wasn't mentally ready for that responsibility. And, you know, but I think what was good was that we were able to discuss it as a family. And then I think it was the mutual decision that it was probably best for her to give up the child. And so she did. And I will probably say to this day, you know, like, I think she does regret the idea of like having to give up. I think that there's always going to be that kind of pain associated with that. But at the same time, I think she's very grateful that she was almost kind of given a second chance to do things a little better than how she did. You know, she since has another child. And what is good is that she always refers to the child she lost, you know, as an inclusion of her family.
Right.
So, so I mean, all that to say is having like abortion is it's not like a cut and dry decision. There's a lot of nuance to it.
Well,
I think people need to.
My mother worked at an abortion clinic for a long time, right?
Right.
In the South, like in Mississippi, right?
Right.
Like, and you know where they had to take extra workload because a clinic from Alabama had gotten a bomb threat, right? Like it was still a problem. Like it's still a problem. They're still protested. She's got stories of like the person who was running the clinic called the family of one of the protesters when one of them didn't show up.
Right.
Like to see if they're okay. Like they're here all the time. What happened? And it's like they had an accident and like whatever, and you know, the clinic sent flowers and stuff, like, you know, and the dude changed his whole like opinion based off just that.
Yeah.
Like So yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy to me, and how convenient right before midterms that that this is happening.
All this to say, I still feel that this is like a fake story in the sense of galvanizing people.
Yes.
You know, for midterms. So
right. Which I'm very happy to have seen a bunch of speakers tonight be like, no, this is not the politicians' time. Like, you know, and this is not the politicians' movement. So, and I think that was before Elizabeth Warren was speaking.
Right.
You know,
but I wish what I heard more was the idea of, you know, like this should be common practice. Like really, there should be people there every day.
Yeah.
You know, and have crowds get bigger. Like like I'm like people were talking about like at least online today, like oh like movements like a protest isn't going to change anything. Right. Well, if you do it once, you're probably right. It's not going to happen. You got to keep doing it and do it consistently. You know, that's how it works as far as the civil rights movement. Right. Like I made the example, like the Montgomery bus boycott, they did that shit for a year. Yeah. Every day for a year before they changed shit. So it's not about the idea of thinking like we do it once and then things will just magically happen. So I wish that people would said that more, was that the idea of like, we need to galvanize in terms of to continue getting out there. But also, and I think some people started to do it, and I wish that people made that connection more. It ties in to a lot of these issues that I think we talk about a lot in independent media, just as far as healthcare, housing, education. You know, there's a lot of intersectionality in regards to abortion rights that, you know, that I wish was highlighted a little bit more. But I think the idea is like helping people make those connections to kind of see that at the end of the day, you know, especially within the working class, we're just getting screwed over on all of these issues. You know, so I think, yeah, we'll just continue following this. Yeah. But that being said, I do wish that, like I said, I mean, I'm glad that people were out there. Yeah. But on the other hand, I wish they were out there for other things. Yes. Like, I wish people would be out there for Assange. I wish people were out here more consistently, like for Medicare for All, like, and all these other issues that are pertinent to everybody. Really, if people really stop to think about, like, like certain issues do apply to me too, even though they may not hit me directly. So, but yeah.
Yeah, man. No, that's been great. Appreciate you going out there.
All right.
You know,
all right.
I'll see you later tonight anyway. But yep, let me everyone go watch you know, Jesse and Indy tonight, right? INN News tomorrow. But otherwise I think that's us out. You know, labels are bad, everyone. Stay independent. Good night.
Good night.